You ready?
Right, Mr. Bond.
Well?
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Bond.
I'm sorry to say you've failed your driving test. If a few facts that want to bring your attention, Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. The thing about working on television is that people do write to you. And I had a letter requesting me to do something, and I said to the man who wrote it, no. That might appear to be rather rude to you, but you don't know what he asked me to do. And with what? I was quite recently in Regent's Park Zoo, sitting there, wondering why. And I was watching that big fellow, that guy. He always kept that big gorilla just sit there with those very human eyes looking at you. And I was talking to the keeper about him, and I said, has he ever mated? And he said, no, he doesn't. He has a mate in there, but he's very attracted to blonde ladies. You watch him, he actually watches all the big... and the other big fat female sitting there going, and getting nothing. Because I was talking to the keeper, and he was telling me that the thing is that he was bred in captivity, and therefore he's never had any knowledge passed down to him. He doesn't really know what to do. And he was telling me that in Whipsnade, they have rhinoceroses, which have been bred in this country, and they don't know what to do either. They don't mate. And they have actually got film together of rhinoceroses mating in Africa and brought it across to Whipsnade and showed it to the rhinoceroses. We're all sitting up in Whipsnade watching bloody blue movies. Big rhinoceros and blue movies are on your name. And it still doesn't work. But all the keepers' wives, they're pregnant. I was recently out in New Zealand. And on the way out to New Zealand, just about 5 minutes before we landed, coming into Wellington, the pilot came through on the intercom and he said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing in Wellington in 5 minutes' time. The temperature is 79 degrees. Please fasten your safety belts, extinguish all cigarettes. Thank you very much. Flying with Air New Zealand. And he forgot to turn off the intercom. The officer turned to his co-pilot and said, you know the first thing I'm going to do when I get down? I'm going to have a large whiskey, and I'm going to make love to a beautiful girl. And the hostess, who was hearing this all on the intercom, runs up the gangway of the plane. And the lady said, no need to hurry, he's going to have a whiskey first. Actually, nice people in New Zealand. I sat beside this one on the plane, and he said to me, when you arrive in Wellington, and Saturday night I'm having a party, so if you'd like to come along because you're a stranger there, by all means come. There's plenty to eat, plenty to drink, there's a swimming pool, there'll be music, dancing, sex. I said, marvelous. I said, who's going? He said, you and I. You know, the ambition of every child in New Zealand is to become an All Black, play rugby for New Zealand. A little New Zealand boy goes and prays to God. He said, please God, will you make me an All Black? And with a flash, and he said, not with a curly hair and a big lip! You get a fellow walks into a bar which he hasn't been in for a long time, and standing behind the counter is an Indian. And they said, you work here? He said, I do. I work in this place here. I am the publican of this public house. I am the first ever Indian publican in England. And I thought, isn't that how things change? You know, when I used to drink in this pub, there was a colour bar, and the publican said, there still is, get out. You get a fellow driving in the desert, and all of a sudden his car goes and stops in the middle of the desert. No petrol, and not even that, there's no water in the radiator. It's 120 degrees. And he thinks, I've got to walk. So he starts to walk, and the sun starts to beat down on him, and the heat builds up, and his eyeballs start to boil. They get parched, and his tongue gets thicker, and he goes, water, I need water, 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 water. And in the distance, in that shimmering heat haze, there's an Arab on a camel. Water! And the Arab looks at me and says, Effendi, no water. I sell ties. You buy a tie, have a tie, have a bow tie, have a necktie, have a silk tie, beautiful tie, have all these ties, I have all these ties. He said, no, I want water. He said, no water ties, have some ties. He said, no, water. So the fuck gets off his camel, and off he goes. And he struggles on even further, and the heat building up, he's boiling. And there is another fellow on a camel. Water! And he goes, no, I have ties. You want to wear some ties? I have lots of ties. I have got those bow ties that go whiz, round and round and round. I've got big black ties, red ties, yellow ties, any sort of ties you like. You know what? He says, no water. It's on his camel off, he goes. And the fellow thinks, that's it. I am going to die in this miserable place. And he crawls on in the heat. And he crawls on, and he crawls on, and every fibre of his body is crying out for him to stop. And yet the brain says, if you stop, you're dead. And he crawls on. And suddenly, there's a hotel. Magnificent hotel. Water. And he's crawling up the steps of the hotel. The doorman said, I'm sorry, sir, you're not allowed in here without a tie. I have to thank Billy, who's one of the crew for that gag. Super gag. Thank you, Billy. Get 4 priests on a train. First class compartment. Because those fellows know how to travel. And they're sitting there, and they all know one another quite well, and they talk about all various things. And then one of them says, we all have our desires, each and every one of us. Now, we're all men of God. Now, let's be totally honest with one another. And just have, on this brief journey that we're on together, we will tell each other what we do secretly. And they all agree. And one says, well, my great sin, I suppose, is drink. Once a year, I take the dog collar off, I get into mufti, and I go off, and I get stoned out of my mind for about a week. Blasted! I drink whiskey, gin, everything, all done. And I get rid of it, all my system. And the other one says, well, I've got it with gambling. I like to gamble. I get the urge to gamble, and I nick the money out of the pool box, and I collect all the candle money together, and I flog some of the wine, and when I get down to that playboy, and I pray at the tables. And the other one said, well, with me, it's sex. I just go down to Soho, and I read all those little things, and I pick out the one I want, and I'm in there for a week. I get rid of it all. And the fourth one's very quiet. They all look at him and say, well, what about you? He said, well, I suppose my great sin is that I'm a gossip, and I can't wait to get off this train. Glass is empty. And you know what that means? It's sketch time.
The boy I love is up in the gallery. The boy I love is looking now at me. He doesn't love me anymore.
Come on, 10 yards, 10 yards. Over it. Farther, back. Okay, right.
It's a novel way to ring the bell.
This town ain't big enough for both of us. Well, we can always move. All right, then let's go.
Can you spare a copper for a cup of tea, mate?
I beg your pardon?
Can you spare us a food bench for a cup of tea, please, mate? I've had nothing to eat for 3 days.
Pennies? Where do you think I'm going to get pennies to give to you? I don't have any pennies for myself. I've got 4 children to educate. 4 children to public school. My wife has left me, and I've got to pay all that. My house is mortgaged. You can't love me. I've got no pennies. I haven't got any. Thank you very much.
Taxi!
Haven't you finished that book yet? All you do is read. You're on night work all the week. You only have one night off, and what do you do when we get to bed? Read.
Oh, shut up.
Well, there are other things to do in bed.
Well, with you looking like that, a month-old trifle.
Very funny, aren't we? Well, since we're here to sleep, perhaps you'll get up and close that window and put that cigarette out. You know I can't sleep with the window open, and then you can put that light out.
God, mighty. Just stick it out, turn the light on, you can't sleep with the window open, you can't do nothing, it's all... God!
What is it?
It's your husband!
Oh, quick!
One of the things I personally, as an Irishman, dislike about the English language is the use of proverbs. There is a proverb to answer every problem. What is it? Proverbs really can be the greatest load of old rubbish. I mean, when you say that when one door closes, another one opens, all it means to me is that you live in a drafty house. And a dog's bark is worse than his bite. I've been bitten by a bloody dog. He can bark at me anytime. Pigs might fly, but they are unlikely birds. Well, thank God for that, if there's anything like the pigeons in this town. Imagine saying, what's that up there? Is that a bird? No. Is that a plane? No. What is it? It's Super Pig. Duck. Boys will be boys. I wouldn't bet on that. Not if you work in this building. Dead men tell no tale. Delighted. Can you imagine going to a wake and there's a fellow sitting in a coffin? He sits up and says, did you hear the one about? Could be about 17 fellows. You go to bed with the lamb and get up with the lark. Whatever turns you on. You've got a good chance of getting arrested, too. And a surgeon, I say a surgeon should have the eye of an eagle, the heart of a lion, and the hand of a lady. Looks like that. He's not going to operate on me. And the one I don't like is when they say that beggars can't be choosers. Why not? Why can't a beggar choose? What is this, a police state? Are we a free country? Are we a democracy? How can we be so presumptuous to presume that we have more right to choose than a beggar? They had the right. You had the right. If you're watching, if there's any beggars watching in here tonight, I tell you, you have the right to choose. Exercise your right and choose. Stand up. Don't be browbeaten by the proletariat. I tell you that you cannot. Of course you can choose. Stand together. Unite. United we stand. Divided we fall. Today, London. Tomorrow, Europe. Next week, the world. I'm sorry, I got a bit carried away. The only proverb actually that really makes sense to me is the one that says that action speaks louder than words, especially when it comes to your own survival.
Gentlemen, are you sure you want to go through with this?
Certainly.
Yes. Very well. Choose your weapons. Blackguard, sir.
I beg your pardon?
I repeat, you're a blackguard.
Really?
We're blackguards, sir. We're black.
Of course we are. That's why we're still alive.
Before we shoot you, do you have any last request?
See,
What is it?
I would like to hear you sing a song.
Huh?
For me before I die.
Me? Sing a song?
Yeah, come on, sing a song, huh?
Oh, if you insist, but I may not know the words, huh? Granada, I have you under my spell. La 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 la.
You've got a ticket. There is much room here for both the Maori peoples and the Great White King's people. Now, if you will give me that lake down there and the land all around it, I will give you these beads.
No! What a ticky one stick that go boom!
No, Chief, I cannot do that. The Great White King, George, would not wish me to do that. But I will give you these beads, and this mirror, and this comb, if you will give me that lake down there, the land around it, and that forest over there.
No, what a ticky one stick that go boom!
No, Chief, I cannot give you that. But I will give you these beads, the mirror, and the comb, and these shells, beautiful shells, if you will give me that lake down there, the land around it, that forest over there, and all those mountains.
What a ticky give you all that if you give him big stick that go boom!
Oh, dear. Oh, all right, very well.
Stick that go boom!
Hey, boy! I want to talk to you. Stranger in this town, we shoot first and ask questions afterwards. Could you tell me where the railway station is?
I've insulted my lady's honor. I demand satisfaction.
Sir Michael, you have insulted my lady's honor, and I demand satisfaction.
Arise, Sir Harry. Next.
I wonder if a great-great-great-granddaughter can fence like that. When people talk about the afterlife, they always talk about heaven and hell. They never talk about a place called purgatory, which is a middle place. It's a place in between. It's a place where the people are not very good or they're not very bad. It's not too dull and it's not too bright. It's not very decisive. It's not very indecisive. It's rather like being a Liberal MP. And you get the two fellows in purgatory, and they agreed that they would try and keep in touch with one another when they left purgatory, wherever they would go. And one went to heaven and one went to hell. And the fellow in heaven rang hell. And he said, what's it like down there? He said, it's very good, actually. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of old friends down here. Muck about, we loll about. A couple of hours a day, we've got to stoke some coal into the furnaces. That's all, nothing else. What's it like up in heaven? He said, very hard. He said, I've got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go out and pull in all the stars. Bring all the stars in. And roll up the night and pick up the moon and bring it in. And then take out the sun and roll out all the clouds. And then about 5 o'clock in the evening, I've got to go out and take the sun out, and he said, bring out all the clouds and put out the night again and put up all the stars and stick the moon out. And the fellow down in hell says, that sounds like hard work. He said, it is. It's 23 hours a day. I said, well, why are you working that hard? He said, well, there's only the two of us up here. The thing is, we're told that if we're good in life, heaven, we will go to heaven. If we're bad, we'll go to hell. Now, there's the difference. Because all the good things in life, all the swinging things to do in life, like dancing and drinking and gambling and sex, they're all considered to be sinful and evil. And all the good things, all the goody-goody things, like, well, whatever they are, they're so dreary. So what is heaven like then? Well, for a start, there'll be no dancing, there'll be no drinking, there'll be no gambling, there'll be no sex, there'll be no politics, no discussion, no arguments, no fights. All you'll have out there is that endless pipe harp music. And hell will be swinging. The bars will be open 24 hours a day. Great poker games. Endless strippers. Well, not endless. Girls of every shape. Wow! Mind you, if man is made in God's likeness, and every man's got a sense of humor, it's odds on that God has got a sense of humor too. And if he's got a sense of humor, he will know, to us baddies, that hell would be heaven. So he wouldn't send us there. He'd send us to that boring place up in the sky. And he'd send all the goodies. They'd all go down to our place and have all the fun. I don't like God's sense of humor. I suppose the moral of all this is if you're good, you'll go to hell. God looks after his own. Or does he? Yes?
Father, I've committed many wicked sins.
Oh, yeah. Really?
On Saturday, I sinned with a woman.
You did?
And on Sunday, I went to Mass, but after that, I sinned with 2 different women.
Huh?
On Monday, there were more women, Father. 4 more. Father, I've committed many grievous, shocking, deadly sins.
Oh, my God, I'm going mad. I'm hearing confessions and there's nobody in there. It had to happen day after day, listen to the confessions. And I'm going out of my mind.
One of the criticisms which is levelled at television is that it destroys the art of conversation. But if you go back about 50 years ago, I'm sure the same thing was said about the radio. And if you go back even further into history, the same thing was said about the book. I mean, if we don't have television, and we don't have radio, and we don't have books, what the hell are we going to talk about? Can you imagine a conversation in the 12th century? What did they talk about?
My big toe is bigger than your big toe. I picked my nose yesterday. I have a pimple on my bum.
They couldn't even play I Spy. Couldn't read, they didn't know what the alphabet. How would they play I Spy?
I spy with my little eye my tummy button.
The other one, is it a tree?
It's a flock of sheep. It's your tummy button. Oh, you're too good at this game.
And if you see a movie or a television show, how many times have you heard people saying it is not as good as the book? Of course it's not as good as the book. It can't be. It's got to do with economics. You read a book, it's all in your mind. Your imagination can run riot. If you want a cast of thousands, in here, you can have a cast of thousands. If you want a Martian invasion, in here, you can have a Martian invasion. If you want beautiful girls, beautiful clothes, beautiful cars, anything you like, in here, you can have it. Yet down at television, it is run by economics. For example, if we do a sketch on the feeding of the 5,000, it's two of us. There's only enough food for one of us. When we pass around that collected plate, we mean it. But there are ways of beating it, actually. I don't know if you noticed, but there are 5 men in the cast. Now, for example, if we were to do a sketch on Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, you would see the 5 of us. And I would say to this big rock, "Open, sesame," and the rock would open. And I would turn to the other 4 and I'd say, "You 4 come with me, and you 36 stay outside." And just to show you how it works, we would now, if we may, like to present our version of some of the great scenes from the pages of literature. Always wondered why you were called Little John.
Mark well, good doctor. 'Tis here that Lady Macbeth of late is wont to walk. But soft, she comes.
Why, she is but walking in her sleep.
Out, damn spot. Out, I say. What will these hands ne'er be clean? Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
Oh, what a sigh there is. The heart is surely charged.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
It's no use. Our swords are no measure for this mighty oak door. This calls for King Arthur and Excalibur.
Only that wondrous sword can break down this door.
Your Majesty, we have need of your swords.
Hey, Watson, I fear we might be too late. Yes. Just in time. Watson, do you have your revolver? Of course, Holmes. Better let me have it. Watson, do you realize at the precise stroke of midnight, there'll be a shot, a scream, a dying man will fall to the ground, and he will utter 5 words.
Oh, come, Holmes. Nobody respects your powers of deduction more than I. Isn't that a little far-fetched, even for you?
Don't be a doubting Thomas, Watson. Wait and see. 9, 10, 11, 12.
My God, Holmes, you're incredible.
I am. I knew it 2 years ago. Oh, good year. Good year.
Oh, the grass.
Warren. The grass. Sorry,
Yeah.
Gee, that's a Robin. My latest invention.
What is that?
Camouflage.
What's camouflage?
Well, we disguise ourselves as trees, and when the Normans are in the forest, we creep up on them, and then we kill them.
Hey, does it take long to make?
No time at all. You want one?
Right.
Come on, then. Watch out for dogs, though.
What a way to spend Christmas. I, the Sheriff of Nottingham, reduced to sitting in the middle of Sherwood Forest, waiting for Robin Hood to show his hand. Oh, it's freezing here. What's this apology for a fire? Go and chop some more wood at once. Oh! My God! It's Robin Hood! After him, you fools!
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Ah, me. Romeo, doff thy name, For of that name that is no part of thee, take all myself. Romeo, art thou come? Wherefore art thou, love? My Romeo! Romeo! Romeo, if you're having it away with someone else tonight, I'll cut your bum off!
Soon, my pretty one, soon. I'm going to make for you, and you and she will create a new race. A race of obedient servants to serve us, Edor. Switch the power. Edor, disconnect. Sit up, up. Sit up. Meet your lover. Come this way. They have waited long for this. Into the bedroom. People laughed at me. They said I was mad. Now